Hey folks, Russ and Trent here. All right, we're back and we're going to talk about how you can help your physician, okay? Now, I'm going to warn you ahead of time. Russ is going to take some blows at the physicians every once in a while. He feels like he wants to get on a rant, and this is the time now. So, well, he's going to beat up on some physicians, but it's all in good health because we're here to help you guys ask the right questions so you can get the right treatment and how they're not taking care of you, okay? Or how they can be better taking care of you. So with 4,000 hours of training, okay, doctors have almost zero training in nutritional health, okay, so we're going to kind of jump into that. So we're 37th in the world in healthcare, okay. How do we get there? What's going on?
Well, and again, I like what you said. I don't really,
You like to go on rants, okay?
Okay.
And sometimes they piss you off because they don't.
Okay, let me explain it real quick.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Go.
I've been working with physicians since I'm a kid. I mean, some of the physicians have been my mentors. I've got physicians on this program. Some of my best friends are physicians. So let me just say.
Yeah.
Now, the physicians that I bring research into their office, I do the research for them to help somebody out, and I put the research in their hands and they don't read it. Yeah. They piss me off. And those are the ones I go on a rant about. First, do no harm, brother. You know, you're prescribing medication that's hurting somebody. I know you got to see 30 people a day. Well, here's the research. We went and did it for you. We're acting as a patient advocate for the family, and you're not even reading it. You push it aside. So there's my rant. There's like a man. I like these guys. I don't fight with anybody.
No. There's a lot of good ones out there. There's a lot of good ones out there. But they're just like anybody else. They're in the hamster wheel. And they're busy. You know, everybody's got their busy job and their busy life.
Right.
Doctors are no different.
Yeah, medicine's a business. Medicine's a business. You know, icon intimidation. When a person walks through the door and they're feeling bad or they want one of their family members help, they got to think that the doctor has a filter. He has a liability filter. He's got to follow the standard of care. He's got to pay his bills. Okay, and he's got to see 30 people a day. So the easiest thing for him to do is to keep his head above water. Is to write you a prescription and get you down the road. So we're going to take it where we're going to educate the people. We're going to educate the people about their physiology. We're going to educate folks on what questions to ask their doctor. And if their doctor doesn't want to play ball with them, just like the new book out on the New York Times bestseller list, The Patient Will See You Now, that paradigm is going to change. Doctors don't like when patients come through the door educated. We'll get used to it.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about all that fun stuff because Russ is boom, 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 hitting right along. But and so which is why we're 37th in healthcare because we have a disease management system and not really a health care or prevention system.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So that's why we're 37th, but we need to change that. Ooh, icon intimidation. All right, you've hit on that. Talk about that again real quick. We see the guys, the white lab coats, we're like, oh my gosh, you know, the TV shows, you know, pulled them up on this high pedestal, but really it's a little bit more than that.
In 200 years, the patient, us, we've been passive recipients of healthcare. We sat down and we did whatever the doctor said. Well, now we know with 4,000 hours of training that physicians know very little about nutrition, which is very important for the physiology. They know very little about hormonal replacement therapy. And the average person, when they sit down with a doctor and they're trying to get answers, they go on a 2-year journey. They talk to their doctor, then they go to a specialist. They can't lose weight. They're feeling a little depressed. They got to go to a psychiatrist. And then, you know, they talk to the guy at Whole Foods with the Tivas and the dreadlocks, and they're not getting any answers in the system because our system is broken. We're 37th, as you said. The United States taking more pharmaceuticals than anybody on the planet. The average person is taking 4 pharmaceuticals, and they're not looking at nutrition. So herein lies the rub.
Over the past 200 years, medicine and doctors have been on this journey. And we can look back now. It's easy to look back and say, it was wrong. So they did that, and it was wrong. They were treating folks that incorrectly. But nowadays, when somebody brings research or educates themselves and say, well, the doctor's doing it wrong, people are like, no, they're not. They're doctors. Now we have our own standard of care, but people are saying, well, that's not right. Okay? But then others are like, I don't believe you. That's the doctor. He's got the white lab coat on. He knows what he's doing. Okay?
Right. That's good. And here's what's happening in real time. Medicine is compartmentalized. If you think about medicine is like what their treatment protocols are, like one Model T Ford for everybody. One black Model T Ford for everybody, when in reality, every patient is biochemically unique. So now people are drilling down, doing research. People are going to get their own lab work. They're monitoring their own sleep patterns. They're testing their own blood. And then they're going into a doctor saying, listen, I did all this research. This is what I think I have. And the doctor gets offended when people bring in research and did homework on their own. I would want to work with somebody like that, that stepped up to the plate, but because a physician has golden handcuffs and he's got to see 30 people a day, he doesn't have time to have dialogue with somebody about their health. So this is where I see the paradigm shifting to what we're doing. We're going to help people get better by doing their own research, by helping them do their own blood work, and then finding the right doctor for them.
It's kind of funny because my own little story, I've gone when I go to the VA and chat with one of my doctor there, and he'll give out his specific little answers, but then when you start asking some questions that show you have a deeper knowledge, he was like, turned around, was a little bit more receptive, and he kind of joined the conversation a little bit. But he can't expect you to know all that stuff, so he just blurts off what he tells everybody. But if you bring some to the table, some doctors are receptive to that, and they will dive a little deeper, and then they'll talk to you more a little bit about stuff that they know of, because of course they do a lot of their research too, so long as you know about it too, and so they can have more dialogue with that way.
I belong to a couple of Facebook pages, and I'm watching these people put each other on diets, the ketogenic diet, low carb diet, all meat diet, and I'm watching tens of thousands of people around the world getting together and sharing information, and they're losing weight, and they're talking about blood work. And some of these people that I've met online, I've talked to them on the phone. They are so savvy. They are so smart. Truck drivers that know more about diabetes and what to do than any diabetic doctor I ever met. It's all going on in real time right now. That's exciting to me. That's the future. No more are we going to be bottlenecked to sit with a doctor, wait for what he has to say. Now we're going to take control of our own health. We're going to do our own research, and we're going to get our family members better instead of being in a system that's broken.
Tell us what physicians are not doing, and then what people can be doing, in order to ask the right questions and get the right answers.
Well, let's go back to medical school. Right about the third year, they become residents. And where are they when they become residents? They're in the hospital. So what are they doing when they're in the hospital? They're treating sick people. So they don't know anything about prevention. They're treating sick people. What are they treating the sick people with? Drugs. Are they using diet? No. So here they are, their third year of residency. The treatment protocols are taken over by the pharmaceutical company. They're looking at symptom drug, symptom drug, symptom drug. They're in the hospital setting. So now, when you take all that knowledge and they move into private practice, yeah, you and I want to walk in there and just say we want a healthy, we want a physical, we want to, we're gaining a little weight, what can you do? He doesn't have the tools. 4,000 hours of training, he's used to treating sick people. What is that movie with Bruce Willis, All I See Is Dead People? Well, all the doctors, yeah, Sixth Sense, okay, all these doctors see is sick people. So now, how do we do preventative medicine and keep somebody healthy, balancing out their nutrition, their hormones? They're not trained for that. And everything is compartmentalized in this system. And that's, even the blood work that they order when you come through the door really doesn't spot anything until you got advanced pathology and disease in late stages. So the testing that we put together looks at nutritional deficiencies, the intestinal tract, brain chemistry. It looks at vitamin markers on a cellular level. Now, isn't that what the test you took?
Yeah. No,
isn't that cool? Now you're armed with that information for the rest of your life.
It's amazing because you can see how your body's functioning, so you can take those specific steps as opposed to taking generalized steps of, well, let me just take a B vitamin, or let me just take some fish oil. And well, you can say, well, how much of this do I need? How much vitamin C do I need? Do I need to take any at all?
No, it's right. It customizes the nutrition for you. And I always said, listen, there's a $1 billion vitamin industry out there, and they're just like medicine. They want to try to sell you vitamins. Sure. So if you got a bunch of synthetic vitamins in one hand, or you got a Greek salad, your body's ability to pull all the nutrients it needs out of that Greek salad is phenomenal. So you balance out your intestinal tract. You eat, you already absorb. Pull all your vitamins and nutrients out of that Greek salad. The synthetic vitamins and minerals.
All right, Russ, tell us how we raise doctors to a higher standard of care. We did a video called Rise of the Smart Patient, okay, and that talks about how folks are taking control of their own health, okay, but there's also a book out, The Patient Will See You Now. Tell us about these.
Yeah, this is, starting around 2006, I was training a lot of docs at different locations in the United States. Like I said, I joke around with a lot of physicians around my program, and they're friends of mine, and there are a good percentage of the doctors out there that want to help people, and they still want to stay inside the game, and those are the docs who I'm focusing on. I believe everybody wants to help people, but I think due to the economics, a lot of them are strapped. So by training the doctors, by the people coming to the table with real live information, I think there's going to be a paradigm shift right now. The Rise of the Smart Patient, Eric Topol's book, The Patient Will See You Now, is signaling a change in medicine that they have never seen before. People are going to say, listen, I don't want that medication. Cholesterol-lowering drugs are bad for me. I need to eat more fat, and here's the research, and I need your help. So the doctors that don't play ball are probably going to be pushed to the side. The clinics, like we have a diabetic clinic right now with 10,000 patients. If we put a program in there and we plug this same program in, that would be the only diabetic clinic program in the United States that's taken it to this level. For me, that's exciting, because if I could impact 10,000 patients, when I started rescuing people back in the days of paramedic, if I could impact 10,000 at a clip, it gets me out of bed in the morning.
That's nice. That's good. Wow. Okay, so take control of your own health. Check us out. Subscribe to us. Yeah, Russ Scala, Scala Precision Health, the Institute of Nutritional Medicine, Cardiovascular Research. Get educated, and feel free to email us if you have any questions. All right?
See, I wasn't hard on the doctors, right?
No, not so hard.
See?
Good job.
That's cool.
Good.